The PNG Kumuls, the team that I gotta say, our biggest ever YouTube videos are about the Kumuls. So I think our love for the Kumuls has really helped to build this channel, and I was excited to see they're playing again. Excited to talk about them.
Yeah, they're in the bowl, which is part of the old Cup and Bowl tournament, which is great that we love talking about. But
too much kitchenware, mate.
Yeah, it's a thing that the NRL need to really get a handle on. There's too much Tupperware, too much kitchenware. It's
rename them.
Yeah,
Pacific Cup,
please.
Pacific Bowl. Like, give us something better, like the Pacific Boat
Trophy.
Or,
even if you named it Trophy, like Pacific Shield, Pacific Shield. It makes more sense.
Pacific Spear.
Yeah, Pacific
Sword,
Spear.
I'm thinking like some real medieval.
Pacific Crown.
Crown. Oh, that would actually be cool. All right, so the Pacific Crown, we're going to call it now.
Give us your names down in the comments. What should they rename it?
What should they call it? But look, Papua New Guinea, I got to say, one of my favorite international teams that we cover. Always love when they're playing. And look, Papua New Guinea's named a pretty strong squad. A couple of guys missing that we're going to talk about as well, but some players who showed out in previous tournaments and should be good in this one. I'll firstly cover off some of the strengths here. So big one is that international form of some of these guys. And I looked through this list and I think, you know what, these guys play above their weight at the international level. And the first guy I'm going to talk about here is Edwin Apape. So he earned himself a contract in England on the back of his performance in the World Cup.
The Lee Leopards.
Yeah, right.
He was playing second division, actually, in England before that, before he got his Lee Leopards contract.
But mate, moved up on the back of that, and he's one of the best ball running hookers in the world, right? Which I'm gonna put it that way because on the international stage he does it.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter who he's playing against. He pumps out big meters. He breaks tackles. He's a bruiser.
Yeah, in defense as well.
Oh, mate, I'm so excited to watch him play because I don't watch any English rugby league, right? So this is the only time I get to watch.
You didn't watch the Super League Grand Final the other day? A little 9-2, Bevan French running away for another try.
I do like Bevan French.
Yeah,
so
he should come back, but he's not. He re-signed over there. But
he's having fun.
The one thing I love about Edwin Apape as well, he's going to be paired with his Lee Leopards teammate in Lachlan Lamb, another guy who we know grows an extra leg when he plays for Papua New Guinea, and probably should be playing in the NRL. Lachlan Lamb somewhere. I think someone could use at least a backup halfback somewhere. But he's killing it over there. Lee Leopards made it all the way to the semi-finals as well, so they've got some finals experience in there. And it's just another tie into their spine, which is actually pretty solid with Kyle Labart, who's been there for a few years. Sad they don't have Zach because he was looking to really hone in a spot on that in that center position for the Cowboys this year. I think it would have been his spot had he not gone down injured. And they're going to be without guys like Alex Johnston and Olam. It's really tough to have the omission of those guys. And they actually
Xavier Coates as well.
Yeah, they go into this game actually not the favourites against Fiji as well, which I find extremely interesting considering the way that Papua New Guinea tend to play in these tournaments. They bruisers, man. They come out with all the energy. And they love getting an opportunity to represent their country.
I know I'm going to be putting a bet right after we finish recording this because PNG is going to get it done, man, 100%. But you did mention that, right? So Olam, Xavier Coates, Alex Johnston, a few of those NRL experienced guys aren't there. But what I will point out is in the forward pack, particularly the back row, right? So Reece Martin, he's another guy who, mate, he plays like a premier back rower for PNG. And I remember he played at the Dogs, and he was one of those guys who. He passed the eye test a lot of the time. There's obviously something missing at the NRL level where he, maybe there's some fundamental he's not doing, something like that. But as an attacking back rower, he's fantastic. And
absolutely.
He can score a try for them. Dan Russell, he had some first grade experience a couple of years ago. Wasn't as big this year, but he can get a job done. Then Jack DeBellin comes in and
at lock.
Yeah. And DeBellin, he's a guy who, he'll turn up for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
almost think that out of the back three there, the guy listed on the bench that is possibly the better option in terms of second row instead of Reece Martin and Dan Russell is actually Jeremiah Simbikin, who played for the North Devils this year, who just won the state championship. He was also in the Queensland RL Team of the Year as well. He is, again, plays that quintessential Papua New Guinea football. If you watch him play, has an offload, but just runs the ball so freaking hard and is impossible to stop sometimes. I was watching some of the Jets try to tackle him the other day, and then also when they played the Dolphins in the Q Cup Grand Final, Simbikin was by far one of their best players on the field for the Devils. So, the fact that he's also in the Dolphins feeder system, as well as both Dolphins feeders teams made the Q Cup final. But I think for Simbikin, this is a good opportunity for him to go to that next level, play on the international stage, and possibly, get a spot next year as well, with guys like Kafusi coming towards the end of their careers. I know Fini Fuaki's coming in, but there's a few question marks around their second rowers at the moment. And for Simbikin, it could be an opportunity to really step up and take that spot.
If he can show out, then this is a stage where you do earn a contract. 100%. It's happened.
You look at guys like Edwin Apape who have done it. So like maybe at the Super League level, but there is opportunity there. And Olam was probably first noticed on his international.
It might be a case of Simbikin potentially coming off the bench in this game, though. So Dan Russell, more of a stable, sort of solid player. Maybe you start him, he plays 25 minutes, you bring Simbikin on, and you play him until he runs dry, basically. So 55 minutes, if he can last, and bring on that energy. I don't mind that plan at all.
Definitely.
In the back line as well, a couple of guys here who may put on a show last time out. Roderick Ty is one I'm really excited to watch.
A couple of guys are lightning too. Like Rob Darby as well. He plays for the Cowboys feeder club as well. So like he's absolute lightning, and Roderick Ty is so fast as well. I love that Nene McDonald is still there. We love seeing old hard heads staying in the team.
Yeah, big boy. He's quick.
I still like him. I still think that he should have been playing a bit more NRL, or got to his opportunity to play a bit more NRL, because I think he had it in him to be one of the better wingers in the competition. But I love the fact that he's in there. It's a very different backline to what we're used to seeing from the New Guinea side, with Sani Wabo, who's really the only recognised fullback in this team. I think with the absence of Alex Johnston, it's going to be very interesting to see how he goes at the back. But I love the way that Papua New Guinea play, and I just think it'll be that bruising football where they'll tire you out. Now, Papua New Guinea almost play this kind of style, and I don't know how they do it, but it's almost like they like to break your will to try and play the game, because like they're just trying to hit you so hard that they're trying to essentially get you to stop playing your own game.
Oh, there's no going through the motions for this team at all.
It's great.
1 to 17, I would not want to run it, any of them.
Exactly.
The other guy I'll talk about here too, Jacob Alick.
Yeah.
I like Jacob Alick. And I actually don't understand why he's not getting more of a shot at the Titans. Like, I think whenever he comes in, he's not a mature footballer yet, right? But whenever he comes in, he's damaging with the ball. He's quite creative. He can create an offload. He can cover your center spot, but he's really a back rower.
I think they tend to like guys like Cleese Haas this year, and was it Pahulu who's there as well? I think they they just preferred guys like him. I think
they were running Randall in the edge back row spot for a while, right? Which I don't mind Randall, but surely you give Alick a run.
I think Jolliffe was a guy who stepped up this year too, in terms of the absence of Tino. But I just think that those two second row spots are really locked down by two blokes in Fermor and Fafita, and the only real position is middle forward right now.
To be honest, actually, Alick might have to play a bit of prop for this team.
Definitely.
Just looking at the configuration. If he comes in, though, and he proves himself an effective forward utility off the bench, there's going to be teams that want to sign him.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I'm a Para fan. I'd love a guy like him. Like, he's got a lot of the traits that you look for. If you can play prop and edge at this level.
Yeah, it's about picking a guy who's a bit more dual position, has that mobility as well.
Or maybe he jumps into the PNG team when they pop up.
Could possibly
the NRL team
for him.
Yeah. So are we both tipping PNG here?
I'm actually going to back PNG against Fiji as well. We'll get into Fiji in another video and see how they can potentially win this.
We are so biased for PNG.
It's bad. It's bad.
I remember at the World Cup, the PNG videos popped off there. Like, I feel like PNG in general, if you're a PNG fan, I guess fan's probably the wrong word, but they're hungry for footy. You guys are really
I think me backing Samoa to make the final as well helped. As well. The fact that I wasn't.
Samoa fans were on it too.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, and Tonga fires up.
We love the support no matter where it comes from. But Australia does suck a bit in terms
PNG, Samoa, and Tonga. They're the ones. They're the fan bases who really fire up.
They're the real number ones.
Yeah, international footy. You are the future of it. So we've both got PNG winning this. Look, is there anything else I'm thinking about here for strengths? I did have a list. We talked about it already, but they bring the fire. Yeah, they play with more passion than any other country in the world. So PNG will bring that. We talked about the big names. We both got them tipped. I think close game. I'm going to say one of those games where there's about 50 points scored. So maybe like a 28-22 kind of scoreline where there's a few points put on, but
PNG just run away with it a little bit in the end.
Maybe they're ahead by a bit and, Fiji start to come back, but I think PNG will hold it out.
Yeah, I think PNG's kicking game will be a lot better than Fiji's, unfortunately.
It's a well-assembled roster.
Halves, with the halves that they've picked. And then also, just breaking the will, as I said. Like,
Yep.
it could be a very contentious game to start with. I don't think I really don't see any team scoring for the first 10 minutes of this game. I think it'll be very back and forth, very hard hitting to start.
Beat them up.
Yeah, and then I think PNG could run away with it 32-16 in the end, to tell you the truth.
PNG winning, PNG scoring some points.
around that 50-point mark.
That's what we got. All right. Exciting times. Well, PNG, good luck in the World Cup. Or World Cup.
World Cup. No, the Pacific Crown.
Yeah, I just want to call it a World Cup.
Yeah.
You
World Cup.
I love a World Cup.
World Cup's next year.
You know, I'm not cutting that out. I'm leaving it in because no one's perfect. And all right. See you guys in the next video. Good luck in the Pacific Bowl. See you guys.